Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fawn of the Forest, the tarot channel for sweet, sensitive woodland creatures. Today, I have the cards all ready for you. We are going to be doing another fictional lover reading. Yay! I have a few of these on my channel already if you want to go check them out. I'm a new channel. I only started like last year, 2020, which is now 2025's last year. This is early 2026. We're doing this. But yes, let's go and see if what message does your fictional love have for you, or your fictional person, whatever, your fictional crush. You know what I'm talking about. Ooh, okay. Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay, two major arcana cards here coming up already. So we have the Six of Pentacles. That is a card about, I'm hearing accountability, accountability, kind of like paying back your debts, almost paying back your debts. Um, but because it's next to the Star card, I'm seeing something else kind of going on where you need to like, all right, you're a fictional person is saying that you're ready to receive, basically. You've been in a giving mode for a long time, but you're ready to receive. The world is about the beginning of a new cycle. Interestingly enough, it is 2026. It's just like the very beginning of 2026. And I think that some of you watching this have been thinking a lot about, do I want to keep going the way that I've been going? What hasn't been working for me? And to an extent, I see that you've been a little bit burned out, honestly, on overgiving. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. However, I do see just a little bit of just like overgiving, overextending, over accommodating. And your fictional person is like, no, you need to go to a spa. Well, the star to me is kind of like the spa card. I believe it comes after, I'll have to double check, don't quote me on this. I believe it comes right after the tower card. Or it's either the tower or the devil, can't quite remember. But it's like after this big shock to the system, it's time to renew, it's time to rejuvenate. And they're worried about you getting burned out. They're worried about you being so accommodating, so giving, and they're like, "I love that about you, but you're gonna burn out, and you really need to start a new cycle of relating to yourself differently." Let's get some clarification on this. Page of Swords. Yep, they're like, I want you to hear me loud and clear. Page of Swords is a message. Interesting. Okay, wow. Another message. Page of Wands. Jesus. Okay. Wow. Okay. I feel like there's already so much to unpack here. There's two pages. All right. They're really trying to get your attention. I feel like whenever I do these fictional lover cards, they're like, listen to me. I get that a lot, at least recently. So the Page of Swords. Okay. So for some of you, for those of you who, this is a fictional person, I know they're real to you. I totally get it. Um, they're like, there's another message in the volume of work that I came to you in that I really want you to pay attention to. So whether that's a movie, whether it's a book, comic, whatever, cartoon, whatever, like, pay attention. You're not paying attention to something, like watch it again or read it again. Because there's something that you weren't ready to see earlier on that now you're ready to see, and it's a very important message for you. So that's what I'm getting with this Page of Swords. I'm seeing like the written word too. I'm seeing, and maybe it's also about like, I think that honestly, I'm getting a lot of demands, honestly, coming through from your fictional lover. Okay, you have a demanding fictional lover. They're saying, okay, yes, you need to rewatch the thing that I'm in that drew you to me in the first place, because there's a message in there. And I want you to be writing too. And if it's not writing, it's creating. It's making pictures, it's writing poems, I don't know. But your creativity, they want you to carry forth their message somehow. Okay. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only, but that's what I'm getting. The Page of Wands. Okay. This is where they're kind of going to read you to feel a little bit, but in a loving way, always, always a loving way. They're just like, you need to just fucking go for it. I don't like to curse always, but they're like, effing go for it. They're like, remember when you were like a little kid and you would just like I saw this really cute video of my friend's niece dancing to a bunch of like New Year's Eve programming on like TV. She was watching TV, just dancing in front of the TV, and she was really vibing out to it. It was really epic, and it reminded me of when I was a kid and would do that, and I'd have these orchestras in my head, and I'd have this like movie in my head about what was going on, and I felt like I was in it. There is a part of you that it exists like that too. Maybe not literally, but that just freewheeling, just flowing creativity. And what's stopping you, they're saying, is like you're stinking thinking. They're like, dude, you really. Oh, okay. So now I'm also getting that they're like, you know what, this like overgiving thing has also backstabbed or backfired on you because it's a distraction. It's a distraction from working on your art. And that's not, art is here to disrupt. They're like, look, art is here to disrupt. Make no mistake. Like, and it doesn't matter, you don't have to go in thinking, I'm gonna make art that's gonna disrupt. You just have to go in being like, look, I'm gonna tell the story that makes sense to me and I'm gonna share it, and then it's up to the universe, I'm gonna make the art that makes sense to me, that calls me, that I can't seem to get off my head. And they're just like, you're just overthinking it, you're just overthinking it. And that's why like things haven't been like working out for you creatively to a great extent. It's just not matching up properly. But it's like you're cutting your own self off at the head almost. And it's because you're in your head too much. It's because you're in your head too much. And you think it has to look a certain way, there's this great like quote, and you could probably find it. Tim Burton, obviously you guys probably know who Tim Burton is, the director. Very famous guy, but he talks about how when he was like an art student, I think he went to Cal Arts in Southern California. He talks about how when he was an art student, he was sketching in his sketchbook, and he was like, I can't draw. And then suddenly he had this weird flash where he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna draw what I think looks fine. I'm gonna draw the way I draw. And yeah, like it might not be up to somebody else's standards, it might not look right, but I can draw, and I can draw the way that I can draw, and that's enough. And he says in that moment, like his brain expanded and his reality expanded. It's very inspiring. I encourage you to go look for that. I think he said it on camera too. Yeah, he like definitely said it on camera too. You could probably find it in print as well. But that's what I'm seeing. They're just like, the way you do things, it's like you're the one stopping yourself before you even get out the gate. You're blocking yourself. You're stopping yourself. And they're like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, yes, you need to take some time and reflect and heal from this overgiving thing that like you've been on. And it's time to start a new chapter, maybe literally a new chapter. Um, like don't even worry, they're like, don't even worry about like grammar. Don't worry about like grammar or like punctuation or just like because you never know what's going to connect with somebody, and it doesn't have to be like perfect, doesn't have to be like like strunk and white, like perfect grammar, perfect writing. Like what matters is your emotion and being able to translate that, and people will respond. You would be surprised. You're the one stopping yourself by thinking you're not good enough. So let's get some more cards here. You guys got some very pushy fictional lovers. But I'm here for it. Okay, yes, uh-huh, yep, that makes sense. Huh. Another page. Okay, so they're like, yes, I want to talk to you, man. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Interesting. Yeah, like make something imperfect on purpose. Saying make it imperfect. Like put a spelling error in there on purpose and share it. I guess this is for you fan fiction writers. But I mean, it could be for any of you who have a fictional love. But I guess, yeah, I'm gonna like, or yeah, like make the cake lopsided. Like forget to frost the whole piece, and um, because you're gonna be able to see when you do that what really matters. And it makes me think back to this June when I made a souffle for the first time since I was like 14. I made a souffle out of Julia Child's The Art, I think, of French cooking. It was a vanilla souffle, and it was very lopsided. But souffles are meant to be lopsided. That's the thing about souffles, and then they like collapse. And it's like, but no one cares because the souffle tastes good, and every souffle is different from the next. I know that sounds a little snowflakey, but I mean it's true. There's a reason, and I think that the word snowflake has gotten hijacked, and we're not going to take it in that negative, like socio-political way. We're going to take it as like, yes, like every snowflake is different, every human is different, um, and that's like beautiful. And you could just see the stuff that you're creating as a snowflake with no negative interpretation allowed. Strength is a very interesting card that I've been working with, and it's interesting that it comes up now because for me, I've been looking into strength, and I feel like it's about humility. Yes, it's about treating, kind of like the expression kill them with kindness, but also just humility, being like, all right, like I don't have to be perfect. I just have to show up and kind of like, what do I got to do? What do I got to do? And not to put on airs or be like, well, I should be making this amount of money or I should be treated this way. I mean, obviously you should be treated well, obviously, but like, you know, take your ego out of it. Take your ego out of the equation because your ego is blocking you from success. The Two of Wands, that's interesting. I mean, okay, the Two of Wands is like planning. Like he's okay, so he's like looking at what is this like rhino? Yes, he's a rhino because he has the horn on his nose. He's like, okay, where do I go next? All right, and I've got my map in my bag, and I've got the two wands in my. For some of you, color is going to be really important. Getting back in touch with color, whether that's wearing more colorful stuff, or making art with more colorful stuff, or just changing your environment to be more colorful, even if that's like your like lock screen being more colorful. Like you've lived in black and white for a while, and I think they're saying embrace color. I know that sounds random, but that's just the message that I'm getting. Some of you guys are going to have to move your body too more, like dance. I see dancing. I see playing. I see playing and just having fun, to go back to, what was this one? Not the, yeah, Page of Wands energy. It's really like just like being like that kid again who's just like making up a whole orchestra in their head and dancing and it doesn't have to pass the test. It doesn't have to pass the committee. Like the committee's in your head. The committee's in your head with the Eight of Swords. And the Two of Wands is like, okay, I could go this way, I could go that way. And you could keep doing the same thing, but your fictional lover really doesn't want you to. And they want you to be more selfish for entertainment purposes only, but and just not really care. Just be, look, like just break out of that cage, break out of your pot. Your pot is too small, and you know it is the thing. You know that your pot is too small. So you're the one holding yourself back now. And it's out of fear, and it's out of being like, well, what if this doesn't work out? Or what if, I don't get what I'm supposed to get? And it's saying you have to come at it with some humility. Um, Also, oh my gosh, also I'm getting that like they're like you're gonna be hotter if you do this. I know, oh my gosh. I apologize to those who don't hear that, but I mean, who doesn't want to be hotter, right? But they're like, yeah, you're gonna be hotter if you make this change. If you just like, I don't give a F anymore. Do whatever the F I want. And yeah, I'm gonna be humble about it. I'm gonna be, but they're like, it's loud and clear. This isn't, pages aren't like messages, like paging Dr. So and so, like paging you watching this. Heed my advice. You're gonna be hotter. If you end this cycle that you like know is too small for you of over accommodating and over giving, take some time to fill your own pot and just F and go for it. And don't worry about making it perfect. Don't worry what people think. I know that you hear that a million times a day, but this is now coming from your fictional lover. And if they can't tell you that, who can? All right, so I'm going to pull one oracle card for you as well, from my Mermaids and Dolphins deck, which I love so much. Let's just get kind of final wrap. Well, ready, set, go. Here you go. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. Couldn't have said it better myself. What else is there to say with that? All right, dive in, dive in. Don't be self conscious. Don't be self conscious. Like, that's the thing you have to defeat is your self consciousness. And they want to help you do that. And there's a message that they want to like land with you. And I guess it could be either, you know what? It could be either the original piece of work where you found your fictional lover, or it could be fan fiction. But they're like, go back and look again because there's something in here that you really need to know. And this will help you be less self conscious. So I hope that was helpful. If you like that, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow. And thank you for listening and watching. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye.